everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jada Bailey, the Mindful Mage, and we have arrived at another gorgeous Witchy Wednesday. And today we are going to be discussing whether or not you may possibly be a witch like me. But before we get into that, there are two things that you need to know first. One, being a witch is a choice, okay? It is a decision that you make. It is a path you choose to walk down. Nobody can force you. Even if you do have all these things that I'm about to get into happen to you and then some, it doesn't mean you have to be a witch. It's something you can choose to be or not. Completely up to you. And number two, for those of you that don't even know what a witch is or what it means to be a witch, simply put, is just someone who practices the art and or science of causing change to occur in conformity with their will. Okay? Okay. Anyway, you got it? Cool. Let's get to it. The first sign, and the sign I feel would be the most obvious, is that you have a genuine interest or curiosity in or about witchcraft, witches, and or the supernatural in general. Although I don't believe witchcraft to be supernatural, that's not really the point here. If you find these things intriguing, so much so to the point where you go and seek out the knowledge of these things, or you look at books or movies or shows on YouTube or whatever. For me, it started out when I was young, really young, like I just started learning how to read, and I got these books called Bailey School Kids. It had all types of witches and vampires and wizards and ghosties and ghoulies and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then I got into Greek mythology and Roman mythology. I got into ancient history and a bunch of other stuff along the lines. So yeah, basically, if that type of thing intrigues you, that would be the first sign. Sign number two would be having recently gone through, or even if you are currently going through, a spiritual awakening. And how do you know that you're going through a spiritual awakening? Well, more or less, it starts off kind of slowly with you coming to the realization of who you are as a person, where you are in life, and how you even got to be there or got to be this person. And you start becoming more aware of yourself and of the world around you. This usually leads to you asking a bunch of existential questions that may be questioning your religion, your faith, and the things that you've known your whole life, the things that you've always believed and you've grown up with, basically. And in doing this, you open yourself up to other possibilities, other religions, other information. Just you open yourself up to more, right? Like the possibility of being a witch, or the possibility that there might be other worlds or other realms. Whatever it is, you just become more open and more spiritually awakened and aware. Sign number three. Well, that's six. Just the one. Number three would be intuition and empathy. Okay? So seeing, sensing, feeling emotions, energies, auras from other things and people and places. For example, your phone's ringing, you haven't picked it up, and before you even look at it, you already know who's calling. That would be your intuition. Or for the empathy standpoint, for me, I am antisocial and I'm an introvert. I don't really like being around a whole bunch of people. I don't really like meeting new people. I know that might sound weird, but it's just because I can sense and I can feel other people's energies and their emotions. And so much so, in fact, that their emotions seem to seep into me. I seem to take on the emotions that other people are feeling, which can be extremely overwhelming and extremely draining. draining, which is why I don't really like being around a lot of people, okay? It's not weird. It's not weird at all. But yeah, if that sounds familiar to you or you experience something similar, that might be a sign. Not might. It is a sign. It is. Sign number 4, okay? Sign number 4 would be having a connection or a natural affinity with nature, right? Nature. You love it, you need it, you gotta have it. You go out into the elements and it makes you feel peace, it makes you feel joy, it makes you feel grounded and centered. You're just walking about, going along your day, and you glance up at the sky, you see the sun in the clouds, and it's beautiful, be it stormy or sunny or otherwise. And it pauses you, it brings you to stillness for a moment, right? And it charges you, it makes you feel good, it makes you feel appreciative. You close your eyes, you breathe it in, and then you go on about your day. Well, that's how it works for me anyway, especially when I'm by the water. It brings me such peace and solace. Like, oh my gosh, I love being by the water. It's like, no matter what I have going on, no matter all the noise in my head or the craziness that's happening in my life, I get near the water and all of those things are silenced and everything is still except for the water, and it just crashes over me, this peace and this serenity. It washes over me and it's so beautiful. So if you know what I'm talking about, if you can relate, that might be a sign for you, okay? Okay? Okay. Cute. And last but not least, sign number 5. You have begun to inadvertently manifest your desires. What does that even mean? Basically, okay, for example, let's say you are hungry as hell, right? You're home, you're in the house, you're alone, you are hangry, starving like Marvin, right? And you're thinking about Chipotle. You can smell that cilantro lime rice and that seasoned chicken, those juicy chicken thighs, a little bit of black bean, maybe some pico. You can taste it, right? I am hungry. But then you get a text, right? Okay, you get a text. And it's from your mom. And she says, hey, I'm on my way, stopping by Chipotle. Do you want anything? And you're like, yes, I want something, please, I'm hungry. Yes, that would be you manifesting without even intending to do so. Are you following me here? I hope so. Okay. There are actually a lot more indicators than just those 5, but I didn't want this video to be super long, so those are the 5 that I'm going with today. And if any of those sound familiar to you or you've experienced any of those things, you might want to consider looking down or looking into the path of being a witch or a psychic or a healer or whatever. Not saying you have to, just I would recommend looking into it because these things are happening for a reason. So you should check it out. You know what I mean? No charm? Okay. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, that's it for me. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.